The Umjimawalawala. The Umjimawalawala is a creature like no other. Nowhere in the whole wide world will you ever find another. He has fur that changes colour depending on his mood, and a belly that grows larger as he chews his food. He lives way up in the mountains, in a cave that's dark and bare. Poor Umjimawalawala never had visitors there. He lives on his own and plays the trombone whenever he's feeling sad, or makes cupcakes with honey and jam whenever he's feeling glad. One day, while out walking, he hears a curious sound. It's coming from the distance, so he puts his ear to the ground. "I've never heard that before," he says out loud. "Whatever could it be?" So he stands upright and looks ahead as far as his eyes could see. The sound grew louder as he walked towards it, and until eventually he came upon an orchestra pit. It was filled with all manner of creatures, playing in a band, playing a tune so melodious and grand. Before him sat a giraffe with a saxophone, and a tortoise with a kazoo, a monkey with a trumpet, a tiger with a harp, and not least a gnu, who was playing a piano, wild and fast. All the animals were having a blast. Suddenly they stopped and stared at the Umjimawalawala and at his fur turning a rainbow colour. "Excuse me," he said excitedly. "How do you do? What a wonderful noise," he grinned. "May I play with you?" "No," snapped the giraffe. "This isn't noise." "Certainly not. This is music," puffed the tortoise. "Go away," yelled the monkey. "Shoo shoo," growled the tiger. But not the gnu. Instead, he asked curiously, "What manner of creature are you?" "I," he answered proudly, "am an Umjimawalawala." But by now his fur had become a deep purple colour. "No more of me," he said. "You will find I am simply one of a kind." Turning around, he bid everyone a good day, then slowly and sadly walked away. When he got home, he sat outside, then took out a handkerchief and cried and cried. His tears made a river that ran down the hill and back to the orchestra pit, which began to fill. "Help! Help!" the animals began to shout. As they swirled around, they yelled, "We can't climb out!" The The Umjimawalawala saw what he had done. Quickly jumping to his feet, he began to run. Along the river and through the pasture, picking up speed, running faster and faster. Rescuing them all one by one with his giant paws. The animals cheered and clapped in applause. "Oh, thank you," they beamed. "We could have drowned." But the GNU shook his head and simply frowned. "You did this," scolded the GNU, "didn't you?" "Yes," confessed the Umjimawalawala, "but I didn't mean to." The GNU thought for a moment, then nodded his head. "It's not your fault," he said. "We are sorry for being unkind and not letting you play and telling you to go away." Just then the GNU had an idea. "Let's have a party tonight and play beautiful music under the bright moonlight." So that's what they did, and everyone came, and the Umjimawalawala's life was never the same. Now when he played his trombone, he didn't have to play it alone. They would all play in the band together, and the Umjimawalawala was the happiest ever. The end.